And good morning, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Conklin and Company. Countdown to Election Day, November 6th. Have you noticed the candidates haven't forgotten about Northwest Ohio? Also, very full ballot facing taxpayers November 6th, and if you voted early. But first, a couple of levies facing Lucas County voters. There's no organized opposition to either, but it is new money. And we want you duly informed before you go to the polls, or do cast that early ballot if you haven't already. First off, the Toledo Area Metro Parks. Here to talk about their push for some taxpayer dollars is Scott Carpenter from the Metro Parks. Great to see you again, Scott.
Thank you for having us.
All right, first of all, this is new money set to replace an expiring levy coming up when?
At the end of the year.
Yeah,
it's issue 21 is a 9/10 of a mill levy. It will take the place of a 3/10 of a mill levy that ends at the end of this year.
And we're talking about, we always break it down into that $100,000 house. It's kind of the easiest benchmark for people. Some people's home is worth less, others more, so you kind of do the math. And this one is what, under $30, correct?
Yeah, for the owner of a $100,000 home, $27 a year, then 18 of that would be new.
Yeah, and I've noticed now that that the Metro Parks, and we're going to talk with Margaret Danziger from the library a little bit later on, kind of break it down per day. You like to do that per day now.
It's about a nickel a day.
About a nickel a day
That's
for the Metro Parks. So, so my question is, Scott, the people who enjoy the Metro Parks and take pride in them, and that this is one of the crown jewels of Northwest Ohio, all this money, it's a long levy. It's a 10-year levy. So where's all this money going to go? And what about funding aside from property taxes?
Okay. Well, the levy would, like we said, take the place of the expiring levy and help us to catch up from monies that we've lost through cutbacks in state funding and our main source of funding, which is property taxes, which those collections have been down considerably. But you're right, we do and always will need to also raise money through fundraising. We have a membership program. We have some fees and shelter rentals and things like that we can drive some income from. But by far, the tax levies are the biggest source of funding for the parks.
You know, when we talk to superintendents, their job is to raise test scores and get levies passed. I mean, this is the nature of the beast here. But what about staffing? Where has the Metro Parks been in terms of staffing, and what are the projections down the road?
Well, where we're at right now, we have 72 full-time employees, and then we have part-timers, and we have folks that come in for different seasons. But that 72 full-time staff is 10 fewer than we had 10 years ago. So we've lost staff or not replaced staff. And we went through a period where we laid off 13 part-time, very part-time staff a few years ago. So things have been tight. But you know, we've maintained the best we can. Where we're at today is we're concerned that a lot of our Band-Aid fixes are just not going to hold that much longer. So we feel done a good job of keeping those cutbacks from affecting the park visitor. And we want to continue to be able to say that.
What's an example, Scott, of a Band-Aid fix that you've had to go through?
Well, more people doing. Fewer people doing spread out yet. Every time somebody leaves, we reorganize around them, and that's fine, and we'll always continue to do that.
And can't get to projects as soon as you like?
That's the biggest thing, is the projects, maintenance. You know, as maintenance starts to slide, it piles up, and that's our big concern.
I know you talk about maintenance, but you also have some pretty lofty or ambitious projects for the future. We had Steve Madewell on. Talk about the Middle Grounds project that is in the works, but also you want to do something with the battlefield at Fallen Timbers. Tell us about that.
We've got a few projects that have been out there that we've slowly made progress on for many years. Fallen Timbers Battlefield in Maumee and the Blue Creek Conservation Area in White House, both have been more than 10 years ago. I've been here 15 years.
Where the library is, the satellite library is out there. Isn't there a library out there as well?
Yeah, there's an independent library located on our property. The Village of White House recreation program run through the Anthony Wayne Joint Recreation Area is using some of that property as well. So it's a nice partnership out there. Another project, long-time project, has been Pearson North. Which is a 300-acre addition. We doubled the size of Pearson Park in Oregon. That one's so close to being done that that's probably the top priority to finish that off. and then of course the middle grounds in downtown.
And do you want to connect Secor and Oak openings as well? Is that one?
It's a long-term goal, yeah. You know, that's our main, the core of what we're about is preserving natural areas, and connecting those up the best we can so that people can make use of them. And you know, these trails have become very popular. So the thinking is to connect Secor Metro Park, which is out Central Avenue, with Oak Openings Preserve. The trail will be great for those of us who ride bikes, run. The main purpose, though, is a conservation corridor between those two in the globally rare oak openings region.
How can you, your best explanation, how do we know that you've been good stewards of the money, the Metro Park?
Well, you know, I'll tell you, the best way to answer that, I think, is that we are in partnership with the community. We do a tremendous amount of listening. We're just kind of addicted to getting feedback on, are we doing what the community wants us to do? And so we do a tremendous amount of surveying. We survey 1,000 people every year in Lucas County. We stop people in the parks and do like intercept surveys. And if you rent a shelter from us or attend a program, you're going to get a survey in your email. So that's the way we know that we're being good stewards, because we ask, and people are not shy about telling us. So
I'm sure. I think I've seen a few of those folks in the Metro Parks. Thank you for coming on. Best of luck.
Thank you for having us.
We want everybody to vote on November 6th if you haven't already. Scott Carpenter, Toledo Area Metro Parks. We're going to the library when we come back.